try to stay enthusiastic about doing this because I'm getting questioned about it again. Listen, all right, here's the TRT situation, right? Okay, so I have low T, right? And it's not like I'm taking sports TRT or something because I want to be buff or some shit like that, right? I'm on a regular dose. Even though this says 200, I normally take 90 to 100 a week, right? And so that would be, let's say, 20 to 25 because I do it twice a week. Yes, I've tried different dosing schedules. I've tried, once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, whatever. I've tried all that kind of stuff, right? Okay, as I've said before, you have to understand my situation is not normal. It's not like I just have low testosterone or something like that, right? So I've said, or that's like, say, hypogonadal or something, or like I have a brain tumor or some shit like that, right? That's not what happened to me, right? Like, I did all this radiation and it's like permanently fucked up my body, like, and nothing I do makes it better, right? So that was the bed. That wasn't a different kind of squeak. Pikachu's looking at me suspiciously now. Okay, so you gotta remember, it's potentially possible that I have had low T almost my entire life. Like, even when I look at like my testosterone stuff from when I was like very much younger, I saw like levels at the 400s, but I didn't see anything like free T wise, so I don't know. But 400s as like a teenager is not normal, right? But anyway, so like I said, I've had low regular normal testosterone as well, but through taking lots of herbs and supplements and all that kind of stuff, I have been able to raise my total T. But the free T is always shit, okay? And that just doesn't seem to change. And so I've been able to raise the total testosterone, but free T doesn't change. And like I said, this has been going on for many, many years, potentially always going on, okay? So anyway, finally, after I got long COVID, like I've had COVID like 6 times now, 5 or 6 times, I didn't get tested one of the times, but anyway, after long COVID, it's just getting harder and harder to do stuff. And so yes, all those body pictures, when people steal my pictures on the internet, I've done that with low testosterone, dude, right? But as I get older, as I've gotten sicker and sicker, it's gotten harder and harder, right? And I don't get any of this free T because if you actually look, if you've had a thyroid problem, which of course that's what I did all the radiation for, and if you have had liver problems, that can also be one of the reasons your sex hormone binding globulin is fucked up for your free T, right? Which of course at one time my doctors were telling me I was dying from primary biliary cirrhosis, right? So again, after I did the radiation and then I was dying from C. diff, it would just set off a bomb in my body, and my body does not work correctly anymore, okay? But anyway, so the problems with the testosterone right now, which is going on, is it's just not really raising my free testosterone very much. Yes, I said I've tried different dosing schedules, right? The sex hormone binding globulin is still fucking shit, right? And so basically the testosterone is, while shutting off my nuts, is getting my total testosterone to basically the levels that I already had before. Maybe a little bit higher, right? Just a little bit higher, okay? But my free testosterone is also only just a little bit higher, right? So it's like I'm not going on testosterone just to be just a smidge, like it's just, that's my free testosterone is that stubborn with my sex hormone binding globulin, just because, again, it is what it is. And then another problem is it's like making me lose all this ferritin, which apparently is a very, it's possible, but it's like a rare thing that can happen. Most of the time you only hear about this happens is if people are on a high dose and they have to donate blood. But it's also a rare thing that you can lose ferritin, right? Well, if you know me, I get low ferritin from chronic disease, right? So that's why I'm already on so much iron. But dude, I am like tripling, quadrupling the iron that I'm taking right now, and my ferritin is like still getting lower, okay? So right now the current plan is, I didn't take testosterone to have to take even more iron than I'm already taking, right? Because I was in the 30s before, right? And anything under 70 will make you lose your hair, right? And so I was glad that I had finally started growing my hair back last year, but now my hair's coming all out, and I'm like, what is going on? Because I checked my DHT, and I checked all this other stuff, and like, yeah, my DHT isn't any higher really, so why would I be losing hair? And then I'm like, look at my ferritin, I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? My ferritin went from the hundreds, you know, from all this iron that I'm taking, to now like 50. So again, apparently it's a rare thing, but you got to remember, one of the things, what do I do at the cancer doctor, right? I got to keep checking up on all this. I have antiphospholipid antibody syndrome, right? So my blood is fucked up, right? And of course, and then I also have to take, you know, they actually give me Viagra and Cialis and all this kind of stuff to keep my blood flowing for lupus stuff, right? So I get all this fucked up. My blood is fucked up. That's one of the reasons I got to go to the cancer doctor all the time. Right, and even for leukemia stuff, they're always like, well, you have this enlarged spleen and your platelets are fucked up, but if you have leukemia, it's like a slow-moving leukemia or something, and they're like, there's not much difference between treating low leukemia or some shit like that, and just once it's actually full-blown, I guess, whatever, I don't know, I guess that sounds weird to me, but that's basically the idea. They're like, there's not much difference between treating it when you're low and full blown or something, so just let it go or some shit like that, because they're like, if you have it, we think you're like slow moving leukemia or some shit. I forget exactly how they phrase it, but whatever. But the point is, so I have a lot of like blood problems too, right? So maybe that's why it's like fucking me up, right? You know, the red blood cells are already fucked up from all this other shit, dude. So I didn't start testosterone to become anemic, so it's not good. So, oh, and then also, of course, one of the things that happens when you're on testosterone is that it can, some people, again, but this is if you take too much, you know, your estrogen is supposed to go up while you're taking testosterone. My estrogen, for whatever reason, is going down. Now, I know some people said maybe you're not getting regular testosterone, or maybe your testosterone has Arimidex in it. Look, this is what I'm taking. There's nothing else in it, dude, okay? You can see the name. All right. So, yeah, so that's something weird. I know I tried posting on forums and everything, like, can anyone figure out why this would be happening? And some guy was like, well, maybe you're just one of those people that most of the estrogen you were making for whatever reason or something was actually in your nuts. And now that your nuts are off, your body just isn't making enough estrogen. So, I mean, you need estrogen, right? That's like people here, they crash their estrogen, right? You know, so my estrogen is like into the teens for some reason. It's like going down. That's not healthy either. I shouldn't be having estrogen that low. So now I'm having estrogen problems. So it's like, what do I do? Right? Now my estrogen is getting too low. And it's like, well, just take more testosterone. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I mean, my testosterone is already, you know, like I said, it's been, all my tests have been around 600 to 900, but, so it's not high. But again, even without testosterone, I've been able to get my total testosterone to 800 even before. It's just that the free testosterone is single digits, and sex hormone binding globulin is in the 60s, right? So now it's like, okay, so I'm taking testosterone to get to like 600 to 900, which is kind of around the area I was already in. And it's like, okay, my free testosterone is just like, you know, it's a little bit higher, right? But sex hormone binding globulin, like, what was it, last test again? It was like in the 50s. I mean, even in the 30s, you can have side effects, right? So it's like, now everything is just totally fucked up, dude. It's like, it's not, like I said, my situation is not a normal situation, dude. I have a lot of fucking health, a lot of health problems, dude. And so the first thing I got to do when I get back to America is they're going to do a capsule study to make sure that I'm not bleeding internally, to try to figure out why my ferritin is getting lower despite taking so much iron, which is, you know, I guess theoretically possible, since, you know, I was dying from C. diff. I do have stomach problems, and I have tested positive for Crohn's disease before, so maybe that's why. I also got a prescription for HCG to see if that helps, you know, but I don't have the money for the HCG to actually take that long term anyway. So, and they also are supposed to prescribe me some Clomid and clomiphene, which I did not know enclomiphene was a different thing from Clomid. Again, I'm not like a steroid sort of expert, dude. So the idea is that I guess I would take HCG when I get back for a little bit to kind of like make my nuts start doing something again. And then I got to do this test to make sure I'm not bleeding internally for some reason. And then take the Clomid or whatever, or the enclomiphene, to try to get my nuts and my body going back. Because I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, so basically the idea is that I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but it sounds like I'm just going to stop, because I certainly did not start taking testosterone to feel worse. And that's not that anything, that's not to say that like nothing feels better, because I do feel like I have more energy than I should for how sick I've been. And I do see colors better, which I said is weird, but in terms of like, hasn't really changed my mood. The horniness is not really there, which I was hoping to kind of like feel that again. I've only had a few days where that has been like that, but again, it's like all my hormones are out of whack. My estrogen is getting lower. That's not good, right? The free T isn't actually that much higher. It's still in the bottom half of the range, right? So, I mean, again, that just goes to show you, people think that I take steroids. Like, look at this, dude. Like, I was buffer when I was not on testosterone, okay? More ripped, right? So it sucks, because I can tell that it it does do something sometimes, but, or that it's possible for it to do something, but it's just, things are not going good. But I was actually reading about because I didn't know that Clomid and clomiphene were different. So like I said, many, many years ago, when they first were saying that I had low T, they had tried to give me Clomid, but Clomid really fucked me up. It was not good. Like, it made my estrogen so high I had to take Arimidex, actually. So for that, and so I was not on that for very long. So I'm like, oh, this is not working. And even like water touching my dick made me sick. It was weird. It made me like sick to my penis. But so I didn't know that enclomiphene was different. And I guess, again, I know this is probably because people think that I take steroids. It's ridiculous. But so reading about it, though, I guess enclomiphene has less side effects than Clomid, and some people just stay on it and it makes them feel better. So now I'm actually curious if maybe that is something that I could try. If I stop this and then I just take enclomiphene, period. You can take like a very low dose of that, and some people that helps them, I guess, apparently. So yeah, the situation sucks. But and then I'm just worried I'm gonna feel like even worse than when I get back to America for like what, like once I stop this, get all these tests done, everything like that. Like, I'm gonna feel even worse for a while, which I can't. Oh God, I don't know. It's not a good situation, but anyway, yeah. So I don't know. People still ask me about this. I've made many videos about this. I've showed my blood tests. I don't know. People think that I guess people do think that I've hacked a hospital before. It's fucking insane. But that is the situation that I'm in. Anyway, remember, if you like the videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel if you can. I appreciate it. Thanks. If you want to buy me and Pikachu a tiramisu today while I'm in Japan, leave a super like or something. Anyway, the end.